And nothing says we're live that the dog starts barking, right?
Exactly.
Jake
Jay
Clean, you are
Clean,
correct, my friend. We were starting an hour earlier today.
and the dogs are letting us know, hey, it's too early. What are you doing? So, welcome everybody to the show. Another episode of Can-Am Connection with your co-host Ryan Espy and myself. And before we get started, as always, do not forget to like and subscribe.
Perfect timing, man. A huge parcel gets delivered at the door, and that's what the dogs are barking at.
Christmas gift. Christmas gift.
It is. It is the time of year. So I don't know
Yes.
what the hell it could be. But it's big.
Another table from Easy Reel.
Yeah, yeah. Uno 5.
There you go.
Uno 5. No, this way. So Jody, you missed a week, man. You missed the show that was last week with Jeff coming in and out because he doesn't know how to use his phone, and Clayton sitting there looking menacing. And speaking of Clayton, what do you got an event coming up, Washington State's, and I know you're going to break that down a couple more times before or after our show rather,
Yeah.
before that event. You got Clayton Faulkner. How are you feeling about the match?
Left and right. Left hand, I feel confident. Right hand, that would be a challenge to me only because the fact that my wrist has been healthy all year ever since June. So I've been kind of fighting that. So I've been kind of testing out a practice with some of the guys, and that's going to really let me know if I'm all the way back yet right-handed. So that's going to be a test. Clayton's a real fast, strong top roller, but I think I have enough hand strength to catch that and kind of, bring it back to my side. Clayton is a very interesting person. He can be a little arrogant at times before and after the wreck. Jokingly, he told me that, he just is more arrogant now than he was before the wreck. So, but,
Well,
I'm ready to go have some fun, test it out, kick ass, win both matches. That's pretty much how I think it's going to go down. And after that, then Uncle John and myself are going to do some play-by-play.
now is there other super matches on that card?
Yes, the main event will be Tim Talmadge versus Andrei Sharkovich. We got Leon Wilson versus Nancy Nations. We have Jack Carusi and Marshall Minnick, two young studs, like teenage studs, and the winner of that will have a round trip ticket paid for to East vs. West 6.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Like as a spectator?
I think there'll be a tournament going on there, and like the youth will be a part of that.
Wow.
So they'll be doing that. I'm thinking, good Lord. Then we got Gage Jordan versus Jordan Seal. But we'll
All
break
good
all that
matches.
down. We'll break all that down on Uncle John's channel after this show. So,
Okay.
but
Well, then let's us focus on the Monster Factory upcoming event, which is the same day. It's on Saturday. It's right around
right.
the corner. A very, very short time from now, we will see some amazing things going on. And let's start from the bottom. Now, it looks like the opening match of the main card is Michael Todd versus Pavlo.
Left
Left
hand.
hand.
Yes.
Michael is still ranked number 5, I believe, in North America.
Right.
I don't know if that's changed after my match with Austin.
You know what? That's a good question because, you can't have a Monster Todd Factory event without Michael Todd, right? And because he had some injuries to his right, and he had to pull out of the East vs. West, he had to pull out of his match. Originally, he was supposed to pull John Brzezinski, but because of the injury, he couldn't do it. So it's kind of like, okay. And he was like, well, I have to be in it. It's my name on it. I have to be in it. He has to be, the host. And I get that, So he decided, hey, he has a win, left-handed versus Robbie Topi on this event. Let's see how good his left is now. And you can't get no better than Pablo, in my opinion.
That'll be an interesting test.
Jay Clean says Dustin Hyde versus Roman Granov is one of the undercard matches. And I believe there are some undercard matches on Friday night.
I do not have that list.
Well, I think that's one of them. I know Bob Brown's on that list. Jason Latona is on that list. So against Luke Polster, who's actually the head ref there. So
now, if we're going in order here, from bottom to the top, it looks like the next match on the card between Michael and Pablo. And by the way, I'm going to predict. We're going to predict these two, Jody?
Why not? Let's go.
I don't know the format. I assume it's best of 5.
Yes.
Okay. So left arm, Pablo, Michael. I'm going to take Pablo.
You know, it honestly, the money says that, but Michael's press left is fucking nasty.
It is.
If you're not ready, you'll blink, and like before that eyelash hits the bottom, it's over. I mean, he sets up, and I don't want to say he telegraphs it, but he kind of almost does. I mean, once he gets up here, and he'll like raise that shoulder, and when he's like this, you know he's coming for the press because he's a whole different puller on the left than he is on the right. He might get into a strap, just to see. He might test the power, but he's more of an inside puller on the left hand. I'm going to go Michael Todd 3-2.
Well, I'll go the opposite. 3-2 Pablo.
Let's write these down. Let's go.
I think I beat you last time, Jody. I think I beat you in the East versus West thing.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Now we're on to the match that I'll be watching the most, paying attention to the absolute most. We have number 1 versus number 2 in North America. Corey West versus Cody Merritt.
Wow. I don't even know where to go with this, honestly. I don't really know. It sounds like this. The last super match those guys pulled, they lost, correct? Cody lost to Marzov, and Corey lost to Kordeka at King of the Table. I believe that because I think Corey's pulled since there, but I think it was a tournament, and he won like the overalls and stuff like that. So their last super match, they're both coming off losses. So obviously, it's a must-win for both of them, in my opinion.
Well, is it a must-win, though, for the North American status? I mean, I think it's more of a must-win for Corey West, if I'm being honest with you, because he's going into East versus West with a match already scheduled. I do believe that it's more important for Corey to win this match going into that.
And, well, yeah, I mean, but then his match with Alex Kordeka was right-handed. This is left-handed.
Corey West's last super match left-handed, I think, was against me.
Right.
Now, Cody, I mean, all wisdom would dictate that I think Cody wins the match. However, I think that Corey West is going to surprise us.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be an upset.
You know what? I'm gonna have to come back to that one.
You're not ready to make a prediction on that one?
I think once we get to the rest of the card, I'll come back to it. I'll probably have an answer by then. But
let's circle back around to it.
Yeah, I'll be thinking as we go on to the next matches because that's just it's one of those matches where it's kind of like this. We all know what happened last week, the big announcement for the Wheeler North tournament, and Magda shocked the world again and gave us John Brzezinski versus Todd Hutchings. Once again, that's going to split North America in half, right? As far as who's going to pick who. So it's kind of one of those deals where I really got to take my time on making a prediction for that one. So for Corey versus Cody, I got to take my time and then circle back once we get done with these matches, if you don't mind.
Okay, absolutely. Craig Tullier versus Brandon Alcestor. And then Jay, we're going to get to your question after.
This is for the Monster Todd light heavyweight title match. I'm going to say Craig 3-1.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to disagree too much with you. The match, the way it goes, might be slightly different as far as the match count is, but I do think Craig's going to probably pull off the win here. And Craig is getting better, getting ready for bigger things too with East versus West coming up. I believe he's already been scheduled for that.
Yes, and when I say this, people in the chat, don't take this the wrong way. No disrespect to Brandon, but I see when guys have a big matchup on a bigger stage, and then you have a match in front of you before you get to that stage, and you got to go, okay. And it's not that they're overlooking that match. It's just like, you know what? This is what I need to work on. So that way that match can tell me what I have to prepare for the next event. So, because Paul Lynn, Craig Tullier, Corey West all have matches, I do believe, in the next East versus West.
Yes, they do.
I think Corey's pulling both hands, I believe, on that card. So
Corey is pulling both hands.
Yeah. So I'm looking at, Tullier 3-1 over Brandon Alcestor. And I need everybody to understand this. Just because Ryan and myself picked these guys, that if the other guy doesn't win, it's no mark against them. I want everybody to understand that, because I think some people, not the pullers, but some fans or what have you, they get a little bit emotionally invested, and it's like going, no disrespect,
Yeah, you know what? Predictions are predictions. It doesn't matter. Doesn't mean we don't like somebody or that they're no good. It's just a pick. And happy to be wrong.
How much does Brandon weigh? Hey, I have no idea, but I know he can cut down if he needs to. He looks bigger than he is, But if he's trying to cut down a word too, I don't know if it's a catch weight. I don't know if they're meat down a certain weight. That I do not know.
Yeah. So we're both agreeing Craig.
Craig 3-1.
Yeah. Now we got Paul Lynn versus Pavlo, and this is another scenario where, Paul Lynn most likely has a much tougher challenge ahead of him as his next super match than this one, and hopefully he does not overlook Pavlo with the right arm.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, right? And the guy, Paul Lynn, is just on a tear right now. Momentum wise, he's looking nice, man. I can't take anything away from him. Where here's Paul Lynn, undefeated, if you may, at East versus West, and his rocket ship just keeps on rising. Pablo, another stud here in the States, known more for his left hand, obviously. His right hand is not too shabby either. What happens if he goes inside?
He's pulling Michael Todd, who is around 240, I think, right now, with the left, and then he's pulling Paul Lynn in a lighter weight class. Or is it a lighter weight class? Paul, who knows how heavy Paul will be by then. And I don't know what the class is for the East versus West, but
well, here's the thing, because there's 3 title matches on this card, right? Excuse me. And you got Cody Merritt, Corey West pulling for the super heavyweight title. Paul Lynn, Pablo pulling for the heavyweight title. Craig Tullier, Brandon Alcestor pulling for the light heavyweight title. But I don't know what classes they're talking about. That's the thing.
95 kilo, Arm Wrestling News chimes in.
Is that for
That's
Paul
for the East versus West, the East versus West match. So I would have to think that Paul is not going to cut. Well, he's going to cut a little bit of weight to make that. So he's not going to be huge.
But this is the Michael Todd title, not like the
right
U.S. title. So I want everybody to understand, Michael Todd has like Monster Factory title matches. That's what I'm alluding to. So there's 3 title matches, I believe, as far as United States goes, Corey and Cody are pulling for the #1 spot left-handed in the supers. But when it comes to like light heavyweight, it's Tullier and El Cesar, Paul Lynn, Pavlo, or like I said, so it's either the Monster Factory title. If you watch Monster's video on his channel, he actually explains that this will be for the Monster Factory title, lightweight class, whatever class. So he actually explains that. So just so everybody is aware.
So I'm taking Paul Lynn. Did we
I
say that
am
already?
3-1, Paul.
All right, we don't have much discrepancy going on here, so this could come down to a couple left-handed matches between us here. But then we have Chance Shaw versus BJ Fokakis.
Who did Chance pull? Was it Sanders he pulled last time? Who did he pull last time at East First West? He came out with a victory.
Zurab.
Now, that was a weight mismatch, wasn't it?
Yes. On a side note, Zurab is pulling the match that he had scheduled for the TAL event. Him and Porkchop are going to pull right-handed at the next East versus West as well.
Porkchop's going to East versus West?
Yep.
Wow. Wow. All right. Okay. I got that. All right.
Those guys are very close in size. The Porkchop's heavier, but not a lot. He's not 300 pounds. He's like 250.
Right. BJ's a strong dude. Let's put that out there right now. BJ's a very, very strong guy, but I think Chance's style kind of may give him fits.
Well, BJ's also got a real long arm, so it's he's the bigger man. So I think this is a tough one. I think Chance Shaw probably gets it done, but I would not be surprised if it goes the other way completely.
I wish we see. And the thing is, though, is that Paul Lynn, he's active. Pablo, active. BJ, active. Chance doesn't pull as much as maybe I would like to see him pull or compete, I should say.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to make that when it's like, we only see you few and far between. It's like somebody to say, hey, Jody, Derek Smith, who's going to win? Fuck if I know, because Derek hasn't pulled anything in a while. So it's kind of like it's hard to make, predictions on matches when you got one of the competitors that it's not as active, I guess I can say. And I know Chances at a level now where it's like, you know what? Unless I'm pulling for money or unless, someone's doing this, doing that for him, he's not going to compete. I mean, I get that. He's earned that right. But at the same time, it's still hard to make a prediction when somebody doesn't compete as much as the guys on this list, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the other thing. A lot of people are saying they think Chance is just going to crush him. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to stop. Now, you can compare Chance's match with, Zurab. I mean, there was no slowing Chance down in that match.
Right.
But a much, much bigger man with a much different style.
That's the thing, because it's that low hand, not here, but it's the low hand. I'm dumping my wrist, but I got height as I'm dumping my wrist. I got height in your hand. So it creates a problem, a real problem for some people, unless you want a low hand top roll back and go into a hook, because the angle of it makes you want to hook down, which gives that person the advantage. But, he's perfect that style where, for some people, if you don't know how to handle that, it's going to be a long day for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I say Chance will win. I don't think he'll be dominant by any means. I think BJ will make him work. In fact, I think BJ will sneak in and win.
Well, I think Chance is going to win, but I think it's going to be, well, put it this way. I think if it's like a 2-2 tie, I think BJ wins.
Silver bullet, huh?
I think Chance needs to basically finish it 3-0 or 3-1.
I'm saying Chance 3-1.
Yeah. I'm going to say 3-0 for Chance, but I'm also going to say, that's the prediction, but I would not be surprised. Like, let's look at the last East versus West. We saw a few matches that were 3-0. And if you look at that result, you think, wow, that was, one-sided. But none of those matches were one-sided except for one. There was one that was very, very one-sided that we never talked about. But we or did we? Yeah, we did break that down. There was one-sided match in that event. The rest of them were not.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Gasparini and Chafee. It was a 3-0 match, but the way it went down, it wasn't easy.
No. Well, everyone says, GB says, I think Chance is leveling up. Well, I would agree. However, I haven't seen proof of it yet. Now, that's not a slight on Chance. I just don't think that a guy like Zurab is the right test to tell us that Chance Shaw has arrived to the elite of super heavyweight.
No, but this will be a test, But like I said, I mean, we're all of the three guys that were talked about last year, the three future super heavyweights that, the Chance Shaw, Derek Smith, Corey West. Corey's the most active out of the three.
Yeah.
Then Chance, then Derek's the most least active of the three.
And then we got Austin Jaggers kind of in the mix, and he's got super matches all over the place.
Hey, all it takes is that one opportunity to win a match, and then boom, now you're getting matches everywhere, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The old guys are all still around.
Because the old guys are not quite done yet.
Yeah.
But
that's right.
I think I'm ready to give my prediction for the Corey West match.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, so as I was thinking, and we're going over the rest of the matches, how to break a few things down. Corey's match with you left-handed in Texas, right? And for all intents and purposes, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you were not at 100%, yes?
Correct.
Okay. Cody does not have any injuries, right? And I know deep down for him, he has something to prove. I mean, Cody may downplay things, hey, I don't know. I'll just be excited to get one victory. You know how Cody downplays things. I think, honestly, without him telling you that, I think it bothered him when he went to pull Morozov and the way he lost. I think it did something to him. I think he really has something to prove now. And what better way to do it on one of the bigger stages here in the States than the Monster Factory?
Well, yeah, because let's be honest, Cody Merritt has not received a phone call to come back, as far as I know, to East versus West.
And that's weird because, like, the thing is, though, when you got to be careful about these East versus West is that, is Cody going to get one call? Just like, and I hate to use you for an example, Ryan, but like, we'll talk about WAL. You got one call to pull Jerry Cataract, not a goddamn thing since, right? Is it fair? No. And
well,
on top of that,
well, that's not all the way. I know what you're saying. I did get an additional call,
but COVID kind of knocked that out, though.
Yeah, they're all putting me in like really compromised situations.
Right.
Like, hey, next weekend, you want to come pull? Everyone else gets 2 months. I get a week.
That's not fair.
Yeah. So what is your prediction?
I'm saying Cody Merritt 3-2. It'll come down to the fifth match.
I think if it comes down to the fifth match, Corey West wins it.
You think so? You think he has enough gas in the tank?
I think he's got probably a bigger gas tank than Cody Merritt. There is a very specific lane that Cody needs to win in. He's not going into a hook. He's posting up. It's a big old top roll.
Oh, yeah.
If the muscles that generate that force get fatigued in any way, Corey West has options.
Right.
And a humongous hand.
That is true. That is true.
Now, is Corey West untop rollable, as Michael Todd says? Never has a more ridiculous statement been uttered by anyone. His hand can be taken away. His key can be pulled through.
Just watch Alex Kradeka at King of the Table. Perfect example.
Yeah.
And honestly, you look, if you go back to that match, and granted it was right-handed, but still, I mean, it doesn't really change a whole lot. But yeah, he can be taken in the topper. He can be taken. Alex proved that. Now I don't think Cody is aggressive as Alex, but he is aggressive.
Yes.
Jay
Clean says it took Alex a few rounds to take Corey's hand. Little known fact about Kradeka. His left arm is actually better than his right. Yeah. Although his right is pretty awesome.
But you can talk about this more than anything because you've pulled both guys. You know how this goes.
Well,
I mean, they're gapped out in years, but still, it's not like Cody Merritt has changed his style since the last time you pulled him at Worlds, yes?
Not at all.
And you pulled, Corey West earlier this year. So you should know, if anybody knows, you would know, Mr. Espy. Miyagi, you should know.
Well, that's where I'm confused on it is, both guys are really good at what they do. And, I'm going to say 3-2 for Corey West. And again, it has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
Happy to be wrong. But my intention is to seek a match with the winner.
On the Monster Factory?
It doesn't matter where it happens, but
right.
My intention is to look for a match against the winner. And in North America, I should be the next guy in line.
Oh, I got somebody in mind I could talk to make that match happen.
You got my number.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that one. Yes, you and I can talk off the air on that one. And,
so Jake Clean made a comment a little while back here. I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
How good is Farid's left arm? Thought he was a right-based guy. Was surprised that they matched Corey with him. Now, he also has a right-handed match coming up the next East versus West, but Farid is also a very good left-handed puller. Now, here's my thing with Farid. He changed his name a couple of times, too. Like, over the years, he was Farid, he was Manov, then he was Farid, it was Manley or something, and then it was just, I don't know the story there, but he was at the Worlds the last time I was at the Worlds.
Right.
And he did not do well. He pulled in our class. He didn't do well. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden he's got this renewed vigor. He looks huge. If something ever happened, yeah, there it is, that he Corey West couldn't go there, hey, I'm available. But whatever, it's Farid, he's good. He's good. I haven't seen him do much lately. I got to take Engen's word for it. And if Engen knows how, like, he would never put in a match for a friend of his if he knew it was a mismatch. Right. So he would be the best judge of knowing where he's actually at. And I think it's an interesting match. We'll see where he's at. If he comes out and he just smokes Corey West left-handed, then we need to watch out again. Right. If he does that, then we're looking at, a potential challenger for Morozov.
And once again, that match will really interest you, right? Yes, no?
Of course. Yeah. If I'm going to do something, it needs to be probably before the summertime, because I'm really contemplating putting some energy into going to Worlds now that we know where it is.
Malaysia.
Yeah. So the IFA Worlds intrigues me a little bit. just because of the location.
Hey, I'm intrigued. I was talking with Denise Waddles last week, and I'm intrigued. I'm like, Malaysia. All right. September. Okay. You know. Oh,
Yeah.
did you know? And I think I talked to you over the weekend, but for everybody in the chat, all my US fans and Canadian fans, hey, there's been some speculation that your co-host over here, Ryan, details are not out there yet, but I'm still trying to work on a few things to see if I can make this thing happen. The planet's got to be like that. However, you must know, everybody in the chat, there's been some talk, there's been some rumblings about an event coming up March 11th in Pennsylvania, in the Philadelphia area, called Winter Blast, where this guy right here, one of the co-hosts of the Can-Am Connection and host of Arm Talk, might have a match versus Evan Beerman Burgoyne.
I have no words, Jody.
There's been talk, speculation, you know. There's been some speculation, you know. It's funny because Winter Blast is being put on by 90%. And for those who don't know, 90%, you know, it's a group out in the East Coast, Northeast area. And, you know, Roger Learn's part of that group. Paul Lynn's Lethal Arms, but still is part of 90%. But the thing is, though, is that I've been wanting Evan to pull him for a while now, right? So it's Friday night. They usually go live on Friday nights. I'm watching a little TV, you know, with my wife, fireplace on, and I look over and she's having to be sleeping. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, I guess I'm watching TV by myself. And I'm scrolling through my phone. I'm like, let me chime in and see what those guys are talking about. And I see that Evan's on there. So I'm saying, hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing all right. And of course, in Evan true fashion, oh, that fucker, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, he's trash talking. I'm weak and this, that, and the other. So, of course, you know, David, one of the guys on there, sends me a link. Hey, come join us. Okay. All right. And I knew it was going to get loud. I knew it was going to be some profanity. So I decided to come upstairs to the office instead of wake up my wife, you know, because I knew Evan gets a little raunchy. So I finally chime in. I'm thinking, all right, what's up, man? You know, what's all this about? I'm weak and I'm, you know, an easy match and things like that. I'm thinking, okay, you know. So we were talking back and forth, and we're trying to get that thing set up. I'm hoping everything lines out. But yeah, March 11th, Winter Blast. There's a potential match for me versus Evan Burgoyne. Guys in the chat, what do you think?
While you were talking about that, I was looking at Evan's channel.
Mm-hmm.
He has not posted a video for 5 months.
He's always on Beers with Bad Company, right?
I can't find that playlist anywhere. So Beers with Bad Company was, of course, a show with Uncle John.
Yeah, he still does it. It's just, you know, he does it. He still does it.
Beers with Bad Company, 5 days ago. Okay. Oh, Beerman Burgoyne and his Bad Company. Why does it not show up on here?
And I don't know when the last time he had a significant match was that guy from Sweden that him and Chance went up there. And Chance that pulled BLM, and that Swedish guy pulled, you know, Evan and just put the boots to him. Right-handed, you know, that's fine. This match would be left-handed between Evan and myself. So, you know, strong guy. I'm not going to take anything lightly against him. He might take me lightly because he thinks I'm a nobody anyway, which is fine. I'm okay with that. You know, according to him, no one expects me to win. I'm okay with that also.
Well, you know what? I think you have a chance.
You know, I will say one thing, though. I will not be shaken with all the mind games, because anytime you get into a situation with any one of those Ottawa Valley high hookers, there is a possibility that you'll be dealing with mind games. I don't do the mind games. You're not going to break me mentally. I mean, BLM tried that with Chance, and Chance just sat there like, okay, whatever, So that's one thing I will not be dealing with,
Better have a good ref, because he's going to be yelling in your face. He's going to be saying all kinds of stuff. He's going to try to be the poor man's version of Devin Larratt.
The bootleg version?
Yeah.
Because I think as far as refs to go, I think Paul Lynn's going to be a ref up there. Tim Breslin's going to be a ref up there. So,
well, Tim won't do anything. He won't put up with anything.
Right. He ain't going to put up with that shit. So,
no.
But yeah. So hopefully, guys and girls in the chat, I got to iron out a few details. Hopefully this thing will work out, because when it's official, by God.
So GB is suggesting that it'll look like the Sandris versus Matt Mask match. One guy talking shit and the other guy just smoking him.
And, I can talk trash too, but that's not like my main. When I'm real quiet, it's not that, he has nothing to say. It's like I'm thinking. So,
Jay, you're correct. Go on there, Jody. Sorry about that.
Oh, poor man's version of Devin.
Giving him too much credit. Yeah.
But I mean, seriously though, because he asked me who have I pulled lately. I'm thinking, okay, well, if you want to go there, who have you pulled lately? I mean, that's a.
Well, he pulled Uncle John.
Was that a sanctioned match though?
I don't know, but I don't know how it went. But everyone in here is saying that it looked not good.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know if it was a sanctioned match, but I'm telling you, it's like, hey, you know what? Okay, all I need is a little bit of motivation, and you can't do this and I can't do that. Then it's like, okay, here we go. But did you know, by the way, speaking of Evan Burgoyne, did you know he's pulling Paul Maiden at Arm Gods? He's pulling Paul Maiden at Arm Gods in Ireland, January 14th, right-handed. Did you know that?
Somebody is paying to bring Evan over to the UK.
Look, man, he'll be there. Devin Larratt will be there. Cobra will be there. Uncle John will be there. Beerman will be there. They're rolling out the red carpet.
At Arm Gods. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to pay money to come over there.
Yeah, and just because I was checking out their show, and check them out, by the way, Arm Gods, they're pretty legit. Hell, the Welsh, he'll tell you all about it,
Yeah, I was actually chatting with one of the guys that runs the show over there about coming over at some point.
The Welsh Wolverine, yes. The IFA Masters World Champion, by the way, if you may.
Marco says he will get COVID and can't come or something.
Well, I mean, okay, so I talked to Evan about it, briefly a Friday night, and he said his ticket is booked and everything. So just take some vitamin C and stay the fuck inside, you'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, they don't test for COVID anymore before flights, so it shouldn't be an excuse.
I hope not, because I'm sorry, but if they're taking care of you, I mean, flights booked and everything, and you're going to go over there, he's going to get Ireland, Evan Burgoyne, Beerman, Ireland. I mean, that in itself tells you all you need to know.
Paul Maiden might just stab Evan before that match is over.
Oh, I'm sure he will. Because it's like I said, it's January 14th. So,
All right, my man. What else do you want to chat about before we sign off for the day?
I think that's about it. I mean, we had our predictions. I got them right here. So when we have our show next Monday, we can sit there and go over and see who won. So, and we have 5 matches on the card. Oh, damn. I forgot. Sarah Latona and Mrs. Monster, Rebecca Todd, is also on the card. What was I thinking? Holy shit.
I did not know that. I just looked at Michael's page and I saw the main card on there. I did not see that Mrs. Monster had a match.
Yeah. I wish this match was more talked about, but yeah, I mean, because I think what they're trying to do is at least have one ladies match, you know. So, yeah, I can't believe that. You know, I totally forgot about that. My fault, guys. My fault. My fault. So
I am not equipped to make a prediction on this. I don't know what's going to happen. I will make one, but it's an uneducated one.
Okay.
I do not know. I know Mrs. Monster has been training.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she's been training for arm wrestling. I know she's been training in general. Sarah Latona, though, it's pretty good.
She's been putting in the work.
I'm gonna have to say that. Well, let's go with Mrs. Monster. I'll just take her. No match counts, but I think Mrs. Monster can pull it off. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you're Rebecca Todd, it doesn't hurt to have your husband, the monster, in your corner. You know, there's always that. And Sarah has her husband, Jason, in her corner. And Jason will be on one of the undercard matches that Friday night. So there's always that. But I don't know. I know once this match was announced, then Sarah's been like, okay, I'm on game. I think it was supposed to happen like the last one, but some stuff happened and didn't work out. But they pushed it to December. So this whole entire time, Sarah's been nonstop. But so is Rebecca. So I don't know who to pick in that one. I really don't, Ryan. But I guess I have to pick somebody, right?
You do.
Okay. You say Rebecca, I say Sarah. There you go.
There you go. Oh, look.
God.
The sex spammers are back.
Oh, my God. You guys, go shovel some snow or something. Oh, my God. You know? We can never have a show. You know what? You know what's funny, Ryan? We've had more spam people with these freaking sex stuff that come online than super chats. You ever notice that?
I do notice that.
Like, the hell is going on over here?
Well, they're just looking for live shows to jump into and start posting.
My Lord. Don't y'all got some online shopping to do? It's the holidays. What are we doing over here?
Well, that's what they're doing. They're advertising some online shopping opportunities.
That happened to me once on my show. I kind of did a double take, like, but Jay Clean said that's how you know you've made it, Ryan. Mm. That is true. That is true. So yes, everybody. That's all I have, Ryan. What do you think?
That's all I got for today, too, my friend. So that's a free event on YouTube, Monster Factory. Check it out. Support the show. Make sure you get on there. Yeah, get on there and watch that. I mean, there's no excuse to not watch that event. And those views turn into monetization for the Monster Factory. Help with the sponsors. Make sure you give it a watch.
And don't forget, also, Washington State Championships will be filmed by Armed Sports Entertainment. And I do believe Puller Magazine will be in the house, so he'll film too. But he'll get the edited version. Armed Sports Entertainment will have the live version. And I'll be talking more about that in about 15 minutes on Uncle John's channel. Yes, so chime into that.
Maybe I'll hang around the chat there and talk some trash to you.
Oh, there you go. Let's go. Yeah. I hope Evan gets on there. God, I want to crack that guy so bad.
Yeah.
And the Wolverine, another guy. Would love to pull that guy, by the way. I would love to pull that guy also.
Good luck this weekend.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining the chat. Good luck to everybody this weekend. And I will see you when I see you.